thought it would be really good to like get an idea of the before of like what your appointment setting looks like why were you actually looking for an appointment setter?
It was just hard. It's hard to get into messages. It's hard to get in, the right sort of people through the door. Spending the time on the business as it needs. But I need some support with that, which is where you came in.
What was your approach with finding a setter? I know that you had quite a few Loom applications. What were you looking for in those looms?
So I put it out everywhere. I tried to find as many setters as I can. I guess it was like a volume approach where I could get as many people through the door for applications, initial interest videos, sending CVs across, and then getting into interviews. And the early stages of the process, we identified a good bunch of candidates, including the guys that you sent over. It was difficult, just trying to get enough people through the door and get through interview stages with them, but something that we worked our way through slowly, and kind of obviously had some success with.
Yeah. In terms of onboarding my team, what was that experience like compared to if you were onboarding someone that just came through the application from like a different branch?
For sure. So I think the guys that I spoke to from your side of things, they had such a good understanding of my process. They'd looked at my profile and understood what my messaging was, who my ICP was, all that sort of stuff, which was really helpful because they came to the interview prepared to explain to me what my profile was about and what we could be doing to improve. So that was really helpful, really refreshing to have somebody bring a positive influence rather than me just taking the interview as like a kind of like a one-way channel, just asking questions. So yeah, it's really positive. From Emily, who obviously we took on to that kind of approach and be really helpful at the interview stage and since then as well.
Yeah, what I really liked when I brought the role to Emily was when she was learning more about it, and she was like, my partner is ICP to a T, and I was just like, perfect, because you obviously have a better understanding of what would it look like if Jamie was receiving these messages, and like what would he want to be getting. That was one of the I think that definitely helps Emily feel more board with her account. What's been in onboarding Emily?
Okay, so I guess onboarding process was relatively straightforward because Emily, like I said, she turned up with all the tools that she needed anyway. So she understood the messaging and she understood how to put the sort of initial conversations together, how to, lean on leads gently and kind of warm them rather than just like go hard for sales really quickly. So it was really easy for like onboarding in terms of like teaching her the initial aspects. In fact, she's already teaching me, she's telling me stuff, which is great. But yeah, I guess kind of like after that, or last week, over the course of last week, it was really good just to have, just to not worry about my account. So I'd like click on my Instagram every now and then there'll be a bunch of messages that just fill through and then a new bunch of conversations come to the top of my my message channel. And it was just really refreshing, really nice to see.
Yeah, I'd say like the main thing that I always say for girls is you need to be thinking that you're giving business owner time back, qualified people. You will be keeping a high level of communication. So like for you, onboarding someone onto your account, there is a level of trust because they're actually talking to people that the potential you to work with. And then if they do, like, you want to know the conversations as they can to be. So I think it is great to have a communication where you are obviously learning from but also to have knowledge, like other things and focus on other things.
Sure.
As a business owner, like what kind of business do you feel would benefit from having a separate account?
I think almost any business, I guess, it'll depend on what type of business you have. But I probably didn't realize how important it was until, probably this week, having a week with Emily being in my account, just having that time back. Because, as business owners, that's what we're trying to do, is trying to replace ourselves with quality people who can take over, elements of the work that we're doing. And Emily's been a perfect example, stepping in and taking forward, taking the reins, taking control of things, managing things, communicating with me and my VA around, all those sorts of conversations, booking in calls. We've had calls booked in already, which is great. A handful of calls booked in for the rest of this week. So it's just loads of progress, which meant that I can focus on other things in the business, grow the business in other directions, which again is obviously really important for business owners looking to grow. So almost any business owner, I would say, probably do with somebody on your account, just managing some of your leads, and just being responsive as well. Sometimes I'm leaving it 3, 4, 5 hours because they have calls or other meetings, not getting to leads where you've got somebody in your account. Usually within half an hour to an hour, they're jumping on it and they're responsive. It's great.
Yeah, it's good as well because I know Emily's got that flexibility at the moment, but we're always on the account.
So part of that interview process, like I said, we interviewed lots and lots of people trying to get them in the door. And really, I should have probably just called you and asked you off the bat just to send somebody over, because it was such a smooth process, and it just made my life a lot easier. Which I guess we're all trying to have an easier life and or grow the business in other directions. So that I was able to spend, I've been able to spend the last week or so focusing on other growth parts of the business. It just means that my life is a lot easier. So yes.
No, I think it's definitely worth as well seeing what's out there. Because even when creating my own coaching, I've never been one to manage the second relationships. I think it's great to have that autonomy. I always think it's great to do videos actually lines with the business. I'm really glad that's obviously worked out.
For sure, yeah. I think just I guess shout about what you've done for Emily. It's just giving her this base understanding, this foundational level of support that I think lots of people don't even know they need. So they're sitting as in a place where they want to get into managing people's accounts, coming on as setters, and you've given her all of that kind of confidence and that base foundation level of support, so that she can go on and make her own decisions, implement herself into other businesses without needing your support further. But also having that availability as well, ongoing to reach out.
I know. It's the low key support where business owners might not know that it's going on, but we were talking about after last week, and I think this is that go to where it's almost like that right hand. Them, they need the support. It's not like they have me on hand, which is really nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree 100%. She actually built our lead tracking spreadsheet last week as well. So we had an idea that we needed some tracking, and Emily was well, I'll just go away and build it. And she came back the next day and she built a tracking system, which we're now using, which is great. She's really good.
I was speaking with her and she was like, I've got all of this, I really want to automate X, and this is tracking that I want to do. And I was like, right, if you're just starting to track something, you want to keep it simple and then you always get whistles. But when you start setting someone's account, it's just good to have all of those stats. So you obviously know the performance, but also you can follow up with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's been great. And it's something that we weren't tracking previously. So it's another benefit that Emily's brought, you guys have brought to us, having that kind of system in place, being able to manage our leads a lot better in general.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Josh.